Hello everybody! Welcome back to the playthrough of Halo Combat Evolved. Let's dive straight into Truth and Reconciliation, the third mission of this Halo game. And it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time for everybody involved. And we have the lying loading screen once again. So, off the bat, Truth and Reconciliation, by memory, is one of the better levels of this game. And it's something that I'm excited to play through, if I'm all honest. So, for those of you who don't remember, the premise of this mission is we are going after the captain of the ship from the beginning of the previous game, Captain Keyes, to prevent the Covenant from finding out more information from him, because if he talks, they find out about Earth, and that's somewhere that if they find out about, they can, to put it mildly, fuck right up. But we also have various unanswered questions about this ring, where we are, and what its significance is to everybody else. So how are we all doing today? I'm having a lovely time. I'm excited. Just thought I'd, check in with you guys while this loading screen is taking 1,000 years to conclude. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, how's the wife and the kids? Still just a theoretical notion. Well, don't worry, man. You'll get there. You'll get there. It's, you gotta work up to these things. It's okay. Anything else? Any novels you have planned? You'll have time to write them. Sweet Jesus Christ, just let it end. Come on. It's not even that long a level. I torn on editing that out, but this is the authentic Halo MCC experience, so I'm afraid I can't. You guys will suffer through this with me.
The enemy has captured Captain Keyes and are holding him aboard one of their cruisers, the Truth and Reconciliation. The ship is currently holding position approximately 300 meters above the other end of this plateau.
So how do we get inside the ship if it's in the air? Or shoot me a rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Keyes' neural implants.
Hit 'em, Marines! Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour.
Stick to the higher ground to the right. We should be able to recon the Covenant position without being spotted. I've detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
So the sniper rifle that we've been given here is the other Fist of God in this game, because it has one of the mightiest sounds in any game, and is pretty bloody dangerous if you can hit your targets with it, which I've historically been
Alert! A Covenant
inconsistent
is making a run
with
for
it.
that stationary gun. Take him out.
There we go. Okay, we appear to be doing a little bit better with the precision weapons today, but yeah. No, the sniper rifle is just one of the coolest Halo guns. It's probably the most impressive bit of sound design they do. That's actually something I should talk about. One of the cool things about the way they design these games is the sound design and all of the weapons, because they're all very audibly distinct from each other. You can always tell the difference between a plasma pistol shot and a plasma rifle shot. And actually, there's a lot of good art design that goes into that as well. Those lighter blue bolts, you can always tell are more dangerous than the lighter green bolts. So it's good stuff. But yeah, I think I want to talk about today. So it's pretty standard stuff. We're just dealing with the Covenant right now, trying to get up to the gravity lift. Not a big deal. Yes, the guns. Recurring thing. Keep this in mind. Covenant turrets are the worst turrets. They have never been good in any of the games, especially when used by the player. So I will not be using those because they suck.
I don't hate you.
Okay. Let's reload. Marine buddies are here. They are mostly just gonna mop up some of the smaller grunts and provide me with a sense of guilt if any die under my command. Or, knowing my rep through this game so far, I'm just gonna end up killing all of them myself anyway. Yeah. So the sniper rifle is supposed to be a long-ranged weapon, but given that recoil isn't really much of a thing in Halo, at least relative to a lot of other FPSs. You can use it at close range without too much issue. It'll be pretty much just as accurate. Obviously you won't have the sight advantage, but it has its uses.
Hey, we did it! Right behind you, Chief!
Right behind me. We're heading this way now. This introductory plateau section is one I know all too well.
Covenant forces detected up ahead. The path up on the left should let us sneak up around.
You gotta love how they've designed that skybox so the moon is like just right in front of you and you've got the ring next to it. I mean, that is some... It's just such beautiful visual design. Let's check out how the remake does it for a second. Oh! Holy... Okay. You know what? It's one of those rare occasions. Let's just keep it with remake for a little while. Or not. Did that actually hit? I feel like it did. But yeah. So, as much as these environmental details look beautiful, and this lighting, oh my god, this lighting, truly spectacular, there are a couple of elements of this that have made the gameplay a little less satisfying for me. Mind you, it does look absolutely gorgeous, so take every complaint I'm about to have with a grain of salt. It is a little bit visually... It's less visually clear, the impact of your shots in some cases. These jackals go down alright, but you may have noticed with the elite earlier, it was less clear that we were doing damage to shields. So yeah, it just sort of flared up there. And he died relatively easily, but if we switch back here... Oh, hang on. Active camo. I keep getting distracted from what I want to talk about, but I don't know. I'll stop nitpicking the visuals though, because I've already made my stance clear on them, but what I will say is there are a lot of really great little touches they've added here. So if we look at some of these extra bullet effects, the way they sort of... The bullets seem to be kicking up dynamic dust clouds and all of that stuff, the little shines on the plasma shots. Yeah. So, hang on, if we switch back to default graphics, you can see his shield is flaring when I shoot him. If I switch back to default graphics, it's much less visually clear that that's happening, which is less useful gameplay terms, but it's, I mean, you know, it's not a deal breaker. It's not like I'm saying this is an insurmountable blight on the remastered graphics, because again, I mean, look at this lighting. This is just gorgeous. But there's some sort of clarity in gameplay that I do prefer. But, oh man. For this outside section, I'm definitely doing this. Sleeping Grunts is a staple of the Halo games. And the Jackals, being professional mercenaries of the Covenant, are not. Which is pretty cool. So... I don't know if I should talk about the history of the Covenant quite yet, because it will come up a lot more in Halo 2 in specific, but might as well talk about some of the differentiation of the Covenant here. So, we've got the little guys, these grunts. They are sort of mass, they're mass infantry, and they are a race that was recruited after some pretty devastating campaigns by the Covenant against them. They tend to be much more confident in large groups or with strong leadership. So that's one of the major grunt weaknesses, but they can be formidable if they are inspired to a sufficient extent. The elites are really the vanguard of the Covenant. They are the sort of shock troopers. They are the sort of the fist of them in a way. But even they were recruited by the prophets, who we will not be meeting in this game. Although there was a plan for a mission later on in which you do assassinate a prophet. But at this point in the game, the elites are really supposed to be interpreted as the, or at least I believe they had been envisioned as the primary Covenant race. They are the sort of like the leaders of the Covenant. Most of the leadership of the Covenant we're going to see in this game were elites. And the prophet who I talk about, who I will discuss a little bit more in Halo 2 and in, I believe, the level after this, was supposed to be an elite. The real reason I'm bringing it up, though, is the Jackals that we have been fighting. I didn't kill that Marine before anyone accuses me of it. The Inquiry will find me innocent. So the Jackals, the guys with the shields here, these guys actually do have names beyond just grunts, jackals, and elites. But the Jackals here are mercenaries that the Covenant have basically hired and recruited and inspired religiously, and that will lead to some interesting developments in Halo 2 that happen in the background. But, yeah, so if I'm remembering this, and this is just an opportunity for me to go full nerd, the grunts, I believe, are referred to as the Ungoi, or the Ungoi. The Jackals are Kikyar, and the Elites are Sanghili. These aren't terms that really get used in-game until Halo 4, I want to say. Just because, I don't know, Elite sound... I mean, Elite communicates rank a lot more, and is sort of the purpose of them, you know. Grunts are the expendable troops, Elites are the specialist troops, and Jackals are the hounds, hunters, and basically just annoying bastards that yip all the time. Oh, shall we show off that turrets by the Covenant aren't that good? So, if we just switch back to default gameplay, we're about to have enemies drop in. Oh shit, actually. Oh, wait. Okay, right, no, I do have to show this off. These guys are hunters, who are... Oh, hello. Oh, sorry, I had a weird hiccup with my computer. So these guys are very dangerous. They fire enormous bolts of energy, and their armor is incredibly hard to punch through. So you have to aim for, like, the squishy stuff here. Oh, what is the... Unfortunately, they don't do too well in this game. They are absolutely at their weakest. And if I can place this right... No. Oh, shit. Okay, no, I guess the Marines just killed it. Nice. If you've got a pistol, you can take these guys out with one shot to the jelly. So, yeah, they are not... They're not the most intimidating in this game.
Once we're inside the ship, I can home in on the
I want to say like the Mikalago?
They'll probably
That's what they're called.
be in or near the ship's brig.
But anyway,
Should narrow.
gravity lift cutscene. I love how much personality the Marines give off. Just the yeehaw! It just adds so much character to them. I love it. So, here we are inside the Covenant ship. Dark, murky, and spooky. And beautiful, luscious energy. Do you know what? I think I might stick with the remastered graphics for this one. Just for now. See how we do with this. Oh. They're cloaked. Oh crap, I can't. Every one of my melees missed. Oh wow. Oh well. God, I do like a lot of these added decals. I'd like to try and keep as many of my Marine buddies alive as possible. So the big game here is trying to catch the cloaked elites before they hit your friends. So we've got a motion tracker, which is tipping us off to the fact that there will be Covenant coming in this way. Bazoom. Yeah. The whole Covenant naming thing as well, it reminds me if there was... Oh, do I go full... Yeah, it's my show, I can say what I want. Doctor Who. So some of you may remember there's a race in Doctor Who called the Silurians. For those of you who don't watch Doctor Who, I am so sorry for this conversation. But, there's a race in that called the Silurians, and they are named that way in the first episode that they come up in, because they are believed to come from the Silurian era of Earth's history. They never actually refer to themselves by that name, but that is the name that the show gives them. However, a couple of fans then wrote some letters to the BBC and said, you know, it's actually not possible that reptilian life of the advanced sort of structure and biology of the Silurians would be able to exist in the Silurian era. And so, in another episode in the classic series, they refer to them as the Eocenes. Or they say it's like, yeah, that would have been the correct name for them. But that name never really stuck. So, all of the promotional material just called them the Eocenes. Sorry, don't call them the Silurians. And people never really, cared to change it. And then an episode came out later where they referred to themselves as Silurians and Sea Devils, which is what the fans and the show as a whole had been referring to them as the entire time. And people got really upset. So, I guess the moral of that story is that there is no pleasing anybody. But God, they tried, because when they came back in the modern series, they tried to get Homo Reptilia going, which is just incorrect on every level, because Homo sapiens means thinking, not man, so I don't know what they were thinking there, but whatever. It was a decent attempt at a compromise, but it didn't really work. And I'm just of the opinion that I'm perfectly happy just referring to the creatures as what we already recognize them to be. Like, everyone's calling them Silurians, we might as well. Everyone's calling them elites and grunts and jackals. So I'm perfectly happy for them to refer to themselves as such in-game. That's the general attitude that the original games will take. When you move into the later ones developed by 343, then you start to have a little bit more dissension there. They start referring to themselves as Sangheili and all of that, which, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, lose sleep over that choice, but I just generally, I find it more natural to just, because I'm used to it. But, you know, it's a different take. As long as you do something with it, it's fine. I do love the look of the Covenant ships, the purple. It's just, Halo really gets color. It's one thing that I think if you really want to make a sci-fi setting, or really any setting, pop visually, having a good use of color is really such an asset. Okay. Hit the button. I am really low on health. I'm like scarily low on health. Sometimes spotting targets in the remastered graphics is a little bit harder because they tend to blend in more with the color. So if we switch back to remastered here, the level as a whole is also has less sort of clutter as well. Oh shit! I'm out of ammo. That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah. So one of the cool things about this level is that they give you a sniper rifle with I think like 60 bullets at the beginning of the level. Most pickups you have will have 24 at max. So it's really the game's way of reinforcing the idea that you should be having the sniper rifle on you as much as possible in this level. And they have a lot of good sort of principles of design. Yeah, let's talk about this a little bit though, because this level so far hasn't really put a foot wrong for me. It's had some great variety, so even the holdout there did something a little bit more interesting than the standard one, because you have to watch the directions the enemy are coming from. It's a confined space, so the pace is kept up, and you've got that little element of trying to keep your marine buddies alive as more and more cloaked elites come in, which is pretty cool. Which I've enjoyed. The visual variety has been great. I mean, I was gushing about the artwork before, but I mean, even in here, in the old graphics, it's still, you know, visually striking and very different. I don't know why we're not hijacking these wraiths, by the way. These are wraiths. These are like the Covenant tanks, and the fact that we, in every other game, we would be able to hijack them, but alas, in Halo 1, they did not have give the player the ability to do it. So, the one thing I will say for this level, though, is that this bit always confuses the hell out of me, because I can never remember where to go. I say that as I think I just nailed it, but... So yeah. Plasma pistol, very effective in this game. Just taking out an entire corridor with it. Switch back to... I keep switching graphics. Whoops. It's not so wise of me. But anyway, let's head in here. Oh yeah, this is where we want to be. I don't know why I did that. That was a waste of resources in every level. Then again, so is killing the grunts, really. Oh shit! Back, 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 back! Sorry! Oh god, and he went flying. Ah! Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't laugh. It was so tragic, but but yeah. So I was talking earlier about the levels balanced around the sniper rifle. So that elite, very difficult to take down if you don't have the sniper on hand. And there are a lot of them in the upper platforms as well. Let's grab the plasma rifle since it is, for my money, the better gun. Oh, an overshield. Fantastic. That'll help with my health problems. Yeah. Many health problems in this game by NHS. It supports your local healthcare service. It'll be great. Sorry guys, was just abandoning you while I looted the ship. How's it going? Does not appear to be going all that well. I knew it could be going a lot worse. I think one of you just died as I said that, so... I think maybe don't listen to me is the best option. Yeah. Don't listen to me, but subscribe to the podcast. Trigger's down? What the hell are you... Oh, right. I thought you were saying don't fire. I was like, no, he's saying the opposite, Will, you idiot. Thank God I'm barely paying attention. Then again, I'm not... I don't really work for them, so... That'll be fine. Find who? So if I remember rightly... Oh, for God's sake. Who's hitting now? Oh yeah, they're dropping in. So they're called ships in... Oh yeah, we're in space right now. Forgot to mention. Well, we're not in space. We're above the surface of the level. But yeah, I forgot we're in flight. Sorry, I almost did a marine-friendly fire incident. Yeah. So one thing I do like about this level is the sort of the theme of not really knowing where you're going. You're sort of like blindly stumbling through the level. Which I say is cool from a story point, but it's not quite as fun from a gameplay perspective. Then again, I do seem to be doing alright with finding my way so far. So maybe I just suck and shouldn't complain about things. I'll have to think about that. You. So that's all good. Oh, hang on. Hunter theme, and yep, they come through that door. So, wait for them to move. No. Oh shit, actually wait, yeah, I should probably get out of here. No. I'm not great with the sniper weapon. Oh, crap. I'm really not doing too well with it. But let's go back to the old graphics for a second. Yep, here we go. Well, Jerry, you went flying, but it was good for me, so your sacrifice was not in vain. You died, so things should be slightly more convenient for me. I'll take the sniper rifle rounds, though. Yeah, so now we've gone over the capacity for it. This sniper rifle has gone back to the... I don't think you can get any more rounds than... I think it's 28 in this game, so that's still higher than I was expecting. Oh, hello. Not today, my friend. Now I'm going to take your plasma rifle, because humans can't replace the batteries in them. Which, from gameplay terms, makes a lot of sense. Because you want to keep them sort of distinct from the human weapons. And in terms of the story, makes absolutely no sense. And it will make even less sense in Halo 2. We'll see that when we get there. Because I am playing all of these, and I love Halo 2 to pieces. So I don't remember killing that elite. Aha! You thought you got me, you son of a bitch. I shouldn't be that confident.
There's no sense going in with anything less than full strength.
I definitely saw a cloaked one in here. I definitely saw a cloaked one. I'm so sure of that. Oh yeah, so we're calling in for reinforcements. Oh wait, I think I dropped his shields. Where is he? What? That's one of them! Ha 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 ha! Gotcha. So yeah, we're gonna drop the shield so marine buddies can come in and back us up. At least I believe that's what's happening. I can't reach that.
The shuttle bay door is open. You can start your approach. Roger. Echo 419.
Almost everything in Halo 1's original graphics was darker and spookier. But, you know, there's something to be said, because this is closer to the way the ships will look in every other Halo game from this point on, so I'm perfectly happy to go through the remastered graphics for this one. Yeah. I'm not trying to kill my Marines, I'm sorry. I know how my massive body count so far can give you that impression, but I'm not that cruel. And I hope that the courts will recognize that. So, So I bet Covenant are about to come through here. Yep. Just wait for the massive grenade chain reaction to go off. Where do you think you guys are going? It would be pretty cool if you could pick up the Jackal shields, I think, but I reckon Bungie experimented with that idea in the past and it just didn't work nearly as well. It seems like the kind of thing which you should be able to do and could be fun to do, but maybe having a shield weapon like that slowed the pace down a bit too much, so... It's one of those things. Because I think, like, having the shield weapon might be cool, but they don't last all that long under fire. They're better in the hands of enemies than they are for the player, and I can't see them, at least in this game, doing all that much to help you out. But, I don't know, I believe there are mods where they've done that, so... I could be wrong about this and so many other things. Oh, this reminds me, actually. It's not here, but there is one terminal in this game that we are absolutely going to be using. There is no doubt in my mind. When we get there, it's not for a while, but when we get there, I will point it out and I will play it because it does. That one just legitimately adds so much, and the game is just better. I think if you listen to it, just because it's so well done. The rest don't really add too much, and some of them give away a little bit too much information from the out. So I'd rather not. Take out that grunt. There's an elite up here. If I remember right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's harder to tell in the remastered graphics because the armors all kind of look the same. This guy's an elite general. He's carrying an energy sword. And if you're not me, he's a lot more dangerous. But apparently, I took him out pretty easy that time. But yeah, they've got much tougher shields, and that energy sword will kill you in one hit if he gets close. So that's why I prioritized him as a target. Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't say if you're not me, he's easier. But, this is one of those things. Sorry, back to remastered. I will be going back to the standard for the cutscenes. Yeah, there's another terminal there. Which does introduce an interesting point of lore, but I'm not going to be touching upon that. If people like, I can go through all of the terminal cutscenes in a later video and discuss all of the little touches of lore and story in there. But for the time being, I would rather just let this game stand on its own as it was. And I'm happy for it to be shinier, but adding new writing is always more difficult to manage than adding new graphics, which I think is why a lot of remakes don't try it, even if there are clear and obvious flaws in the original. But there's also something to be said for just experiencing it, flaws and all. Come back. There we go. I tagged you. You have to go down. That is how punching works in real life and in this game. Dippity-dippity-dee. It's quiet. Too quiet. I'd have moved a little sooner, buddy, but what do I know? So this is the cell block. Oh, hello. That guy appears to be... Yep, that's an elite general. Oh, shit. Okay, he's close. Right. He doesn't appear to be pursuing. But... Cloak. Oh, thank God. Right. There was another cloaked one. Yep. Gotcha. We can't have swearing in this violent space game. What are you talking about, Gerald? Okay, now, the cutscene coming up, I will be quiet through it. It is notorious for the worst exposition ever.
Coming here was reckless. You two know better than this. Thanks. Marines, lock and load your weapons. Let's be ready to move.
Yes, sir.
While the Covenant had us locked up in here, I overheard the guards talking about this ring world. They call it Halo.
One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant BattleNet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power.
That's true. The Covenant kept saying that whoever controls Halo controls the fate of the universe.
Now I see. I have intercepted a number of messages about a Covenant search team scouting for a control room. I thought they were looking for the bridge of a cruiser that I damaged during the battle above the ring. But they must be looking for Halo's control room.
That's bad news. If Halo is a weapon, and the Covenant gain control of it, they'll use it against us and wipe out the entire human race. Chief, Cortana, I have a new mission for you. We need to beat the Covenant to Halo's control room. Marines, let's move!
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Chief, you have the point.
Shut up and get behind me, sir. So yeah, the developers of this game make endless fun, because they had to cut the level where they explained the, what Halo did. And they did, like, they always have it in every game. We have a guy come out who's like, I overheard them talking, and apparently they call it Halo. It's, it wasn't the most natural point, but it gets it across. And, for those of you who were wondering in the previous episode, I accidentally said the word weapon, during the course of that, so I bleeped out one instance of me saying it, and then wanted to present it as though it was like a theory. I don't know if it was really necessary, because I mean, it's pretty clear that the ring is dangerous. People wouldn't be making a song and dance about it if it wasn't, but it's one of those things. So, the ring having deep religious significance, though, fitting for the race called the Covenant. I do actually quite like how a lot of the, specifically the grunts, have a lot of sort of like religious, like priesthood design to their sort of visual profile. So they almost have like this sort of hooded look, which I enjoy. And that religious significance point is going to come up a lot more in the next couple of games as we learn more about the Covenant, but just keep that in mind. But yeah, the Covenant going after this ring. So this is one point that I can mention is... ooh, actually, can I mention it now? Okay, I'll mention it in the vague terms. Covenant worship the people who built this ring as sort of deities. Well, not... yeah, deities, but also as wise forefathers.
You made it.
Okay.
Cortana to Echo 419. We have the captain and need extraction on the double.
Negative, Cortana. I've been engaged by Covenant air patrols, and I'm having a tough time shaking them. You'll be better off finding your own ride. Sorry.
Acknowledged, Foehammer. Cortana out.
Air support is cut off, Captain. We need to hold here until she can move in.
Oh, man. We're trapped in here. We're screwed. We're screwed, man.
Stow the belly-aching, soldier. Remember, you're a leatherneck. Cortana, if you and the Chief can get us into one of those Covenant dropships, I can fly us out of here.
Yes, Captain. There's a Covenant dropship still docked.
Great. So, yeah, I always found that quite interesting, is that Keyes in this game is presented as a sort of... he's very knowledgeable in how to use Covenant tech. Which is kind of interesting. Especially since all of his Marines are using these weapons, but also just... oh. Shit.
No! We got the captain.
Oh no! Keyes is dead! And now we have to do this all over again. I forgot he could die. Which was foolish of me. Okay, great. That's the second death this playthrough. That's not cash money. At all. But whatever. Okay. Right. Great, now I have to snipe invisible targets again.
Nice shot.
We made it.
Nice shot.
Cortana to
Okay,
Echo
I guess I
419.
can do that
We
reasonably
have the
well. I
captain and
didn't
extraction
realize.
on the double.
Negative,
Assault
Cortana. I've been
rifles. Again,
engaged
the...
by Covenant air
I'm not...
patrols, and
Nah,
I'm
we don't
having
need the
a
assault
tough time
rifles.
shaking 'em. You'll be better off finding your own
Everything's
ride.
got shit. Actually,
Sorry.
no, we got the sniper rifle. This is going to be more useful in more situations.
Air support is
Okay,
cut off.
well we know that they're going to come through this door, so I'm just going to ready grenades to
Oh, man.
fuck them up.
We're trapped in here. We're
Shut
screwed.
up.
We're screwed, man.
Stow the belly aching, soldier. Remember, you're a leatherneck.
I love
Cortana,
Keyes'
if
voice.
you and the
I
chief
forget
position one of
who
those Covenant
does his
dropships,
voice. I think it's like
I can
Pete
fly
Stacker or
us
something.
out.
I'll put something up in post.
Yes, Captain.
But he
There's
has
a
a
Covenant dropship still
fantastic
docked.
voice actor. Jen Taylor as Cortana is also fantastic, and as Steve Downes as Chief. But man, there's just good stuff in this game. This game is good. This game is really good. It's really well presented, and I like it a lot. But yeah. So what would I say about Halo is like, I mean, none of this storytelling is like the deepest or most remarkable, I would say. But one thing it does so well is presentation. Everything feels sweeping and epic and empowering and really satisfying. Really just feel like these ideas have been brought to life, and it's just fun. It's just delightful watching this universe get. Who killed him? He was shot in the back by his own man. I swear to God, you treacherous fuck, Barry. I'm gonna fucking punch your lights out. God, if Keyes dies one more time, I am going to lose it. But whatever. I've never had him die in any of the times I've played this game, and now he does nothing else. Anyone behind us? No, good. Wankers, all of you.
Whoa!
I legitimately don't know how you turn this thing on. Oh, there we go. Right, level done. We've won.
That's it. The dropship is loose.
Everybody, mount up. Let's get on board.
This is fun.
Give me a minute to interface with the ship's controls.
No need. I'll take this bird out myself.
Captain! Hunter!
Hang on. Nice one, sir.
Time for a little.
I'm convinced that cutscene is the only reason that the ships are shaped like that, but, I mean, fair play to them. That was pretty fun. Oh, man. That was a good time. I don't know what close quarters combat means. Yeah. So I'm unlocking those achievements because I've never actually finished that level on PC before. So, yeah. That was pretty fun. But yeah, that was the Truth and Reconciliation. With 4 rounds left in my sniper rifle. Oh yeah, you get an achievement for doing the whole level with the sniper rifle. Nice. But yeah, that was that level. I had a good time with it, to be honest. That's one of my one of the better levels in the game. And now, the Silent Cartographer, often considered to be one of the best. So I hope you'll join me in that. Thanks for watching.